GM, welcome to Scroll with Me. I think this is episode 18. We're creeping up on the big 2-0, and today this was not an April Fool's joke. We don't do that in crypto. At least I don't. But I said that we were going to have our first guest here, and so we're joined by Nick here today. Nick, do you want to introduce yourself to the current viewers?
Yeah. Hey, everyone. GM. Yes, it's not April Fool's joke. We're here doing Scroll with Me. I work for Bankless. I do BD there. I've been writing a bit. I have a video series trying to get my face out there a little bit more and talk to more apps. It's called Apps No Entrees. Check it out when you have a chance. And yeah, just trying to stay in the arena while everybody else is leaving or hunkering down. But yeah, excited for this. Excited to scroll with you and see what we see out in the feed. I embarrassingly did take part in an April Fool's joke. There is one. Maybe you'll see it on the feed. Maybe there isn't, or maybe we won't. But only time will tell.
We'll see. Yeah, right. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see if the timeline provides us with the April Fool's. I'm sure we'll see a couple. Honestly, as we scroll, I saw like a CryptoPunks one already this morning. It was like, I've acquired CryptoPunks with a group. I think it was like maybe like seed phrase copy pasta. It was bad because it was like copy pasta of an April Fool's joke. So I don't even know if it's real at this point. But
yeah, we got to assume everything is fake. That is on our today's Scroll with Me.
That's fair. Yeah, we need to have a very kind of curated skepticism here. But like you were saying, everyone's kind of hunkering down. I was seeing some stuff on the timeline. They're like, crypto Twitter, CT's dead. Where's everybody? And I was like, so yesterday we tried to scroll and see if it was dead, and I don't know. That wasn't the vibes I was getting. But let's jump right into it. We've got a few people watching so far. Got some people in the chat. If you are a regular viewer of Scroll with Me or a first-time viewer, drop something in the chat. Say what's up. Say GM. Love to kind of bring your message up on the screen here. If you want us to comment on anything, like anything, retweet something, whatever, let us know and we'll jump into it. But without further ado, let's do some scrolling. We've got dancing. Yeah, let's do some scrolling. We've got Dancing Eddie here off the jump, talking about, let's see, I guess Off the Grid launched their token called Guns, or like they launched a chain. Nick, had you heard about this at all? Is this on your radar?
No, when I first looked at it, I thought it was a ray gun post.
Oh, the Australian dancer?
Oh, wow. Yes. No, I wish. I haven't heard of Gunzilla games, and but I do love digging into early buyers getting screwed over.
It's always a good time. Yeah, it's always a good time. I heard essentially that's just like I caveat everything with like I have a passing familiarity with a ton of things, and so I think if I'm remembering correctly, this is Off the Grid, the game on Avalanche. They've launched some kind of token called Guns, I think, but maybe it's a little bit different. But apparently it launched at like $1 billion FTV, and then it's been not a good look ever since, apparently. And they're accusing some nefarious behavior here. So
yeah, I mean, there aren't many charts of new tokens launching that don't go down 40% or 90% within the first 6 months these days, which is unfortunate. But the reality that we all have to live in, especially when Bitcoin and others are also down only for a 3 months set. So, I mean, hard to say if like a new token launch has been manipulated or is just following the trend that most others are following at this point. But yeah, rooting for Guns. I don't know much about the project.
Go for it, Guns. We're rooting for you. Let's see. Oh, this is an interesting one. I think this is Tyler from Omni says founders and or highly dedicated start. At first I thought it said highly educated. I was like, that's a very interesting caveat there. But founders are highly dedicated startup employees. How do you unplug at night? Nick, how do you unplug at night?
Yeah, I am one of those weirdos that read books. I know that is out of the trend these days. I've been seeing these like all these polls of like, have you read in the last 2 years? And it's like 60% have not read in the last like year or 2 years or 5 years. But that's one way to unplug. Although I got a Kindle recently, and so it doesn't fully feel like I'm unplugging. But do a lot of activities to get away from the screens. Surf, bike, get out in the sun, go for a run. read out in the sun, do all those different things. But that sounds kind of lame. How do you unplug at night?
I mean, that doesn't sound that lame. I'm like surf, bike, read. Like, I mean, that sounds actually pretty cool. I'm actually kind of jealous, and I may be one of those people who needs to read a little more. And it's funny that you talk about founders, highly dedicated people. Like I think Brian Armstrong from Coinbase is always extolling the virtues of reading and how much he reads. It's like there's clearly something there. Probably need to dive in. Unplugging for me, gosh, I'm like. My wife and I like to, try new restaurants, go out to new coffee shops, even if it's late. And so we're just kind of like, we live really close to like a kind of a small downtown area. So we like to just get out, walk, go on around the town, take our dog for a walk, that kind of stuff. So
You drink coffee at night? Are you full calf in the evening?
I'm full calf in the evening for sure. Yeah. Yeah. I feel like it's like the Italian in me a little bit, like a little bit of an espresso after a meal just helps it go down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I like it. Yeah. I think unplug is important, but sometimes I stay fully plugged in and, find some alpha, and that's worth it too. Depends on the night.
we could be in the trenches. Yeah. Who knows, depending on the day. Oh, let's see. I actually was talking to someone from 90cc the other day. So they said, who wants a collector sandbox times 90cc? I was like, wow, sandbox. Haven't heard that name in a while,
Yeah.
Have you seen 90cc stuff before?
I have. I really came up through the NFT cycle, and I know 90cc was doing a lot of things back then. Who's the founder of 90cc?
So it's G Money.
That's right. Yeah. I remember they had the passes that came out.
That was like Admit One or something way back in the day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it didn't make the list. I remember being bummed to see that floor price absolutely rip. But yeah, G Money's been active in the arena, just like many other folks, for a long time, and seems like he's here for the right reasons. So shout out G Money.
No, 100%, 100%. Let's see. Got Nifty Island. Oh, got some Pokemon on the timeline.
Wow.
Yeah, I have a little bit of Pokemon on my timeline. I've recently got in back to collecting Pokemon cards now, and so now it's all I see. Let's see, we got some fantasy top here.
Wait, go back.
Yeah.
A little further up, Matt said, use this time to network with those who are hard to reach. Things are quiet, take advantage. That's an interesting BD take. How are you networking right now? Are you living by this mantra?
That's a good question. I mean, hey, as evidenced by what's happening right now, maybe. But I guess I always I don't know. I don't want to be like, oh, I'm not like other guys or whatever, but I don't think of like in networking context, I definitely try to make an effort to try to connect people doing interesting things like as often as I can. And I've been doing that ever since I've been in this space. I'm trying to think, does it feel easier to reach people? Yeah, I feel like it's probably like if I shoot a cold DM to somebody and say what's up and try to connect with somebody. So I'd say, yeah, I'm taking advantage of it. What about you?
Same. Yeah. Cold DM, some emails. It's shocking how many people respond to a Twitter or an X DM or a Telegram message if you get connected there. So many other industries, you reach out to folks that are founders or have been in the industry for a long time with a big following, and there's no way they're getting back to you. But in this industry, maybe it's because there aren't many of us here. Maybe it's because people are a little bit nicer and more willing to connect. But yeah, people respond. Send a DM. Why not?
Hey, if you're lucky, I don't know, someone like myself, I've got mild OCD, like I can't do notifications. And so even my message requests, I clear them out. And every once in a while, like I've got connected with people who send me like it came through as a message request for we weren't following each other, and we've had some really cool stuff go down. So shoot that DM for sure.
Shoot that DM. I like a little NBA Top Shot. I know that's under. Are you allowed to talk about projects that you're working on?
I'm not working on it. We just manage the protocol underneath it, so it's all good.
Okay, right. Big fan of the NBA. Went to go and get a Top Shot moment, I believe, and had to load up on some. Hey, hashtag scroll me. Love to see it. Hey. Had to load up on some flow and got a couple of Top Shots, which highly recommend doing. OpenSea may have said that their token was coming out in Q1. Maybe it's Q2, maybe it's actually Q3. Maybe it'll be next year. Maybe it'll never happen. But if it
Q5,
does,
fair chance
yeah,
now.
maybe it's Q5. Yeah, 2036. We highly recommend scoop up some top shots. They're not too expensive. Shows you some activity on OpenSea. And yeah, the playoffs are about to start, so I could see this floor moving up a little bit.
Dude, yeah, I mean, it's one of those things that I'm not like a huge sports fan, but I like appreciate Top Shot for what it is. As like a collector of like other physical collectors, like the idea of a video, what they call like hyper card, just like makes sense digitally to me. I'm like, yeah, if you're a basketball fan, this is like I feel like it's a superior collectible. And like you said, the floor is super cheap for just getting regular moments, and the transaction fees are practically non-existent. So it's not like you're like burning gas to collect different moments. That's really cool. That's cool that you took advantage of that. That's awesome. Okay, let's look here. Parallel AI Rev. I followed him for a long time. Man is an absolute gigabull for anything parallel related, and now on Wayfinder. Have you been tracking Wayfinder at all? Got any opinions there?
I sure have. I've beta tested, been connected with the team. I'm ready for these like AI assistants, these AI agent tooling platforms to like really start trading for me. I know a lot of people are like, I don't ever want to give up like my wallet or information or let these agents go and do something that I wouldn't necessarily approve, especially overnight. But I'm ready. I want to load up like $200 and give it like a few different tasks
Yeah,
to
just give it
go
a
and
balance.
trade. Yeah, and they're Wayfinder, Griffane. There are a few others that they're just not quite there yet, but I think it's coming soon. I think we're going to have a moment where someone posts about making $1 million in a week because their AI agent just like took a strategy and ran with it and was able to make some incredible trades. And once that happens, the floodgates are going to open and everybody's going to be wanting to use it. I think there are some things you can do on Wayfinder, like find information about like current prices, or there's some infra tooling. Like if you want to build as a dev, you can use Wayfinder. Though I'm not interested in those per se, although I have played around and seen what the results are like. But another TGE that I'm excited about, and I'm with Parallel AI Rev. I think that team is super ambitious. Like they have a game, they have an AI agent platform. Who knows what else they're going to have in the future? And I believe in that team. But I'm waiting for the platform to provide the trades that I want through an AI agent. It's not quite there yet.
Yeah, I'm with you in the sense of like I'm kind of just generally bullish on the parallel team more broadly. And like, yeah, they take so many shots on goal. Everything they do is so high quality, and I'm like, they're going to do something crazy. If that's like almost discounting all their previous work, like which is incredible as it is, but like it feels like a winning team. Now you've got your show apps, entree, so like you may have an interesting perspective on this. Do you feel like a lot of people have been seeing Wayfinder and these kind of like LLM interfaces with the chain, and they go like, this is the death of the wallet, like as we know it? Do you think that people will interact through typical wallet interfaces? Do you think it'll be more different forms? I won't say just text, because some people are like, well, it's gonna be voice, whatever. But like, do you think the wallet as we know it is going to have to evolve to keep up with stuff like this?
Yeah, for sure. I think, for the short term, where there's still going to be approvals and, we're not quite ready to just like give away our keys and let an agent go and do it. But as the years go by, we're going to learn that there's more and more trust, less and less hacks, and more folks are going to be comfortable with the agent going and doing all the tasks that they typically do between all the different tabs, and therefore approving the transactions as well. But for the short term, I think we're going to have a similar wallet experience where the agent will go say like, hey, I want to do this, this, and this. Do you approve? And we'll still have to like have the same kind of MetaMask pop-up experience where you say approve. I don't know if it'll be a pop-up in your Chrome browser. It might just like live within Wayfinder where it says like, do you approve? And you say yes. I think that's smart. For now, we need to approve before we're just letting these agents run wild. But yeah, I think eventually, do any of us enjoy going and like looking at these pop-ups and saying yes, saying yes, saying yes, saying yes. I mean, we enjoy not getting hacked and having security, so we need to figure that piece out as well. But so often we remove different steps and different layers of a transaction that we approve. So like you go to I know some people that don't bring wallets or credit cards or cash anymore. It's just their phone for everything they do. And it's just like you press the side of their phone, you present it. I think, we used to have to bring the wallet out, then get your card, then swipe, then like if there's fewer steps, then we're going to head towards it. And so, yes, I think, I think a lot of these wallets are going to have a ChatGPT wrapper living within their user experience, and therefore will look similar to the Wayfinders of the world. We'll probably just like copy whatever works. They're like waiting to see what Wayfinder and Griffin build, and then we'll copy the same thing themselves.
Yeah.
What do you think?
100%. Yeah. I'm a no phone or no wallet maxi. I'm a phone guy. Got my cards on my phone. I've got my MetaMask debit card on my phone now too. So it's like I can go pure phone. And I don't know, like you're saying, there's some approval issues, and there's some kind of fundamental issues with maybe the Solidity smart contract language more broadly that make that a little bit funky. And like, then I know Pectra is going to help with that a little bit, but even then, it's like you said, there's trade-offs. It's like how much kind of permission do you give them, and what kind of security trade-offs do you make in turn? I think in the immediate future, probably would look like giving them a balance, like you're saying, like, hey, here's $200, like have at it, zero or hero, have a good time. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I saw something the other day that said, it was just talking about chat interaction as far as like LLM. So they're like, this is actually a very inefficient way to interact with a computer. So like, maybe even that's worth evaluating. Like, should it just be like buttons, pressing, voice, some other kind of UI? I'm not sure. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be similar to driverless cars, where like some people are going to be like, yeah, take me, I trust you, let's go nuts.
Yeah.
Some people are going to be like, nah, fuck that. I'm like driving my Mustang, I'm gas guzzling, give me my own lane, I'm never doing it. And like that, it'll be true, especially with folks that have been around for a long time. The OGs are going to be like, nope, I don't trust it. Let me use the wallet experience that I've always gotten used to, and that I still trust. And I think the new users will be the ones that are like, why not? Let's go for it.
It's so funny. The more you kind of talk to people, the more interesting like each person's practice is. Like at some point, I put out some kind of tweet. I was like, hey, if you're like, okay, we got all these app embedded wallets now. So like that presents a whole different series of issues. Like, how do you export your keys to like your quote unquote like main wallet hub or whatever, your MetaMask extension? And like people just started laying out all these like crazy techniques. Like, well, I paste half in my Telegram and then half in my thing, and then I put them together and whatever that. And one, there's like some OPSEC issues with people just like divulging their like how they transport their private keys. But yeah, it's just like you said, new users are going to do something entirely different. They're not going to be like, oh, what I was getting at is I think a lot of people, the more you dive into it, like the ways that they actually still interact with the chain don't evolve from when they first get onboarded, right? Because it's such a high learning curve to get on chain. They just kind of end up doing it that way. They're like, yeah, I just use the MetaMask thing. I've always used it. It's how I learned. Like a lot of people don't progress, if that makes sense. And they just think that the UX or whatever is bad, but they're just not trying the new products. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. And I mean, someday it won't matter. I think it'll all be abstracted away. So they will just see the parts that are the most important, and everything else they'll just be able to ignore. All right, keep scrolling.
Yeah.
Not interested. Hey, okay.
Yeah. That was I got a little preview of that, and I was like, I try to curate the algo as we go along. This is actually really cool.
That's smart.
I saw a video the other day, and this is something that I've practiced kind of intuitively, but it made sense. Someone was saying, they're like, you realize that you have more control over the algorithm than you think you do. Like we think we're just kind of like beholden to the algorithmic gods. It's like, if you spend time looking at something, you could also say not interested. Like these are all inputs that curate your algorithm. And so I try to like have an active role in that.
That's smart. I'm glad I'm scrolling with you. I knew that was possible, but I never think to do it. And there are some where I'm like, oh, I scroll faster. Speaking of,
no, exactly.
Scroll faster. I don't know. Don't you
That's
dare
an
think
input.
this is
Hey,
part of my algo.
that is a valid input, and they are watching that. But I hear people all the time go like, I log on Twitter and I just see people like fighting each other like in the streets, and I'm like, doesn't happen to
Yeah.
me. Like, um,
Okay, good to
oh,
know.
so this is interesting here. So Doodles just put out a field guide yesterday, which was essentially was like it was burnt toast in Golden Wolf, which is the animation studio at Doodles, saying like here are the artistic rules for Doodles. Not that you have to follow them, but if you want to train a GPT on it, if you want to do your own artwork, like you can just use that now. So they kind of like open sourced their art style. So people are kind of already having a crack at it, doing some fun stuff.
Cool. Yeah.
Oh, we
Oh
got some
wow.
bats do here.
Yeah. Bats is a talent. I was on Bats Crypto the Game team, I think season 1 a couple of years ago.
No way.
Big fan of their work. Big fan of their interaction style within Crypto the Game. Hey,
Okay, did you play the most recent Crypto the Game?
Yeah, I played all 3 seasons.
Okay, I've like been like Crypto the Game adjacent. Like literally everyone I know plays, but I haven't played. Like, what's the pitch? Like, I have FOMO. Like this past one, there was like pre-populated tweets or like I'm playing this season of Crypto the Game, which are almost always lame as hell. Like pre-populated tweets. These were the only ones that actually gave me FOMO, and I was like, damn, that says something about their branding. Like, so yeah, what is Crypto the Game? Like for maybe the uninformed.
Well, there is an Apps No Entrees episode about it. You can link it in the
Nice.
scroll with me show notes. No, it's like Survivor, but on chain. You know, you get like split into tribes. You like everybody goes into their Telegram and interacts, and then you vote out your fellow tribe mates every night. And then by the end, there's like maybe like 40, 50, 60 people left, and you vote out everybody but one, just like Survivor. And so the person that wins the pot that exists from everybody buying into the game. This year, I think it was like 72 ETH, which is pretty big.
Ted Not Lasso, I think, took the W there.
Ted Not Lasso came in second place last year and first place this year. Truly the greatest player to ever play the game based on just those stats. But yeah, every day there's a different task that you have to do as a tribe or against other tribes. It's like games online or on-chain games or puzzles. And yeah, it's fun. It's freaky, it's scary because you like every day you're like, am I going to get voted out? It's definitely like a can you make friends and influence people type of game, just like Survivor. You know, I never watched Survivor growing up, and I always thought it was just like whoever's the best at those games is the one that wins. And no, I got into it like the last couple of years, and it's actually who can like convince enough people to not vote you off. Whether you're good at games or bad at games, it doesn't matter. You just have to stay alive.
Oh, it's quite literally Survivor. Yeah, that makes sense. It makes so much more sense.
Yeah. And I mean, it's refreshing. You know, so much of this industry is about like PvP, and this is PvP. Don't get me wrong, but it's also about like connecting and networking and meeting new folks in the industry and having some fun along the way.
But it's like fun PvP. Like actually, like you get enjoyment out of doing it as opposed to like just zeroing out.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, let's see. We have just a kind of a minute left on the clock, so I like to do a little refresh to see like what is the top post when we kind of refresh, see what the timeline throws our way. Let's see. Oh, we might have to extend by a minute here to discuss this. My friend D Roll, he's a lawyer over at a company called Fabrica Land. They put land on chain, which is awesome, and I have to shout him out because he gave me an acre of land, so I'm not going to not shout him out.
Okay.
But he says the exclamation point is a stronger and more egregious indicator of AI slop than the M dash. If you don't get this, I don't have time to explain it to you. Okay, what do you think?
Disagree. Okay, the dash is real. Like I know some people that have like called friends out for using it because they're just like, we know that you, and I feel bad for the grammar. I don't want to say grammar nazis, but the people that have like for a long time
actually use M dash intentionally.
Yeah. Because now it's telltale sign. Like I had a friend who just lost a job and posted on LinkedIn and used that, and like multiple people reached out to him and was like, hey, like this isn't going to help you get a job because it is clear. And he's like, yeah, you know what? I did use ChatGPT to help write that post. But as like an exclamation point enjoy or someone that uses a lot of exclamation points, I mean, maybe I'm just like those people that are pissed about the M dash. You know, I'm like, what do you mean? I'm not like
dude,
a bot.
Okay. I know. I responded to this, so I'm going to dive deep a little bit here. So his initial tweet says, "You're supposed to use AI for everything, but you're not allowed to let it seem
Yeah.
like you're using AI for everything." And so I remember I responded to this and I said, "Not me telling AI to remove any M dashes."
Really smart. I go in, I edit them myself. I should just tell it to not use it anymore.
Yeah, that's how you do it. You just go, no, take it out of the M dashes. Like it's all good. Well,
I'll
dude,
even change it to the wrong dash because like not having good grammar is actually
do
like
the
showing
errors.
improvement.
Yes. See,
You
this is
want
big
errors.
brain time, right? Put in some
I'll
grammar
do like
errors.
comma sometimes or just like the little smaller dash sometimes. I'm just like, oh, which error am I going to put in next? We'll see.
Whoops.
Tune in
Sorry.
next week to see how human
Human.
I am.
That's awesome. Dude, I know I probably got to run. I feel like we did not have nearly enough time to scroll and chat. But this has been super fun. And so, dude, yeah, thank you for so much for coming on and scrolling with me and just kind of getting into it and seeing the random scrolling, talking thing that is Scroll With Me. It's kind of incredible.
I think it's a great idea. Keep scrolling. I'm honored that I got to be the first guest and come on. Yeah, I learned a lot. I'm going to change my algo in the future. I'm going to stop using so many exclamation points and who knows what else. Maybe buy some more NBA Top Shots. But yeah, thanks for having me and good luck with all the next scrolls. I hope the algo treats you well.
Dude, thank you, man. I know you kind of give a plug to Apps No Entrees, but do you want to let people know where they can follow you just on Twitter and elsewhere if you'd like?
Yeah, I'm at Shaw256, so SHAAA 256. If you get the reference, then good for you. If you
That's
don't, it probably
emoji.
seems like I'm a bot. But yeah, find me on Twitter. And yeah, my DMs are open, so hit me up if you want to chat.
Awesome. Well, yeah, for everybody else, I think we got like about 50 people watching live right now. I saw a bunch of comments. So thank you all to like Shelton, Van Glog, Profits, Monty. Thank you all for dropping in the comments. Thank you all for being regular kind of viewers of Scroll With Me. This has been awesome. First guest episode 18, 19 is on the way. I hope you all have a really good day. And yeah, keep scrolling, as Nick said. And until then, we'll see you on the timeline.